Tradesman, have women ever offered intimacy on the job and why did you accept/decline? 1. I worked at Papa John's in high school as a delivery driver. One of my deliveries was to a house where a bunch of middle-aged women were having a ladies' night. They flirted for a few minutes and made some pretty obvious jokes. Is pizza the only thing you deliver? Etc. Before I left, the hostess asked me to swing back by when I got off. Almost 20 years later and I'm still kicking myself for not going back. 2. I knew a boiler service engineer who was offered intimacy as payment from an older lady who lost her retail job during the COVID lockdown. He's a particularly religious guy, so I believe him when he said he turned her down but did it for free anyway. 3. One time when I was younger there was this girl who asked me if I want to take a shower before I left, and I was like nah I'm good, and she asked me 2 more times if I was sure I didn't want to take a shower, and I was so confused. I was like nah I have a shower at home. That's really nice of you though, and then 10 years later, out of nowhere, I was like OOHH. 4. Not a tradesman but a bouncer, I was getting offered intimacy services and returned to let them in the club. I stopped being a bouncer about 9 years ago. It's been 9 years since they randomly hit on me. 5. Only heard of it happening once. Worker was single and in really good shape. And the woman at the house was married with younger kids. Not sure how it happened but he fell in love with her and ruined her marriage. He went crazy chasing her and she went back to her husband. Word on the street is that her husband ending up leaving her a year later and got to keep the kids, and she ended up paying child support and alimony to him after cheating. It was lose-lose all around. Oh, and the business the husband and wife were running together went under and their handful of employees consequently lost their jobs too.